My name is Dominic White, and I am one of the artists and writers for Rescued by Dragons. This is a time-lapse video of me painting the cover art for one of the episodes of our podcast. Our podcast is called Tales of the Brunch Club, and it is based upon it's a fantasy fiction podcast based upon a Dungeons and Dragons game we play every week with friends. So anyone with a little bit of an art history knowledge background, or not, might recognize that this painting is pretty much a redo, an interpretation of Theodore Gericault's The Raft of the Medusa, the famous French romantic painting from the early 1800s. The story that this is the cover art for our group in the game is battling a bunch of harpies, and we're in a rowboat at sea, and at some point during the game I blurted out, oh wow, it's like the Raft of the Medusa, and that became the inspiration for the painting. So I really do these, I mostly do these in watercolor. I also work in acrylic sometimes, but watercolor just goes faster. And I'm doing these, one a week because we publish weekly. So and normally I don't work this big. This is an 11 by 15. Normally I work 9 by 12, but I had a little bit of extra time this week to paint because Bethany was writing the episode and she did a great job, and it freed me up to work on the cover art, do something a little bit more ambitious. Even though it is a bit bigger, I don't like to get bogged down in too much detail when I'm doing these. I'm really just going for form and texture and light and shading and general feeling of everything. I'm not gonna dial in and do super accurate facial features and things like that. I really just want to get the idea across. And most of this is viewed on social media, Instagram and something like that, so it gets viewed pretty small, so I don't really, I'm mostly going for composition and drama. Fortunately, Gericault made it easy for me to be dramatic on this one. The palette for this was very much earth tones, which is always fun to paint in, but our characters have signature colors, like Salis has her purple robe and red hair, and Diesa has her blue hair, and Jory has his green vest. So by not making those earth tones and making them those more bright and vibrant colors, it helps the characters stand out a bit more in the tangled mass of bodies. So yeah, we're getting close to my favorite part of a painting. It's when every single part of the surface is covered in paint, and I usually then know if it's going to work or not. I wasn't worried about it with this painting because obviously it was going to work because I was copying a masterpiece, and if the composition didn't work, that would have been pretty insane. So now we're just in the area where I'm adding texture, adding depth, adding shadows, really trying to make things pop. The speed painting was interesting. This is the first speed painting I've done, and it was really neat kind of looking through the lens sometimes as I was painting, and it kind of gave me a new perspective on it, and I think it was helpful, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. So now we're definitely getting into the final touches here, making sure those waves are nice and dark, and soon I'm going to pump up some highlights with some gouache since it's easier than removing the watercolor. So yeah, give it a bit more highlights, add some shadows and depth to the color. Now all I have to do is sign it, which gets cut off. There's the original Theodore Gericault's Raft of the Medusa. We won't stay with that. Here's my final product, which I'm actually pretty happy with. Let's go ahead and zoom in on our heroes. From left to right, that is Drusilla, Salis, Diesa, Alora, and Jory. And here is how the cover looks on the podcast webpage. Yes, it's called Saved by the Bunghole. I never said we were classy. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making this. I'm definitely going to make another. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, share, and thank you for watching.